Bad weather has come and gone, and we are ready for some college football in Southeast Georgia. From Allen E. Paulson Stadium, it's the Georgia Southern Eagles against the UAB Blazers on ESPN+. We thank you for joining us alongside David Hovey and Leanna Gay. I'm Danny Wall. Georgia Southern and UAB won their opening contest last weekend, led by tremendous quarterback play and efficiency. In week 2, David, how can each quarterback be consistent going forward?
Continue to pitch the ball around. Jacob Zeno for UAB set the single-game record, 38 completions on 41 attempts. He also found 13 different receivers, and Davis Brin wasn't too shabby either. He found 11 different receivers of his own, 244 yards in the air, 291 yards in the air. He was really able to get going, 2 touchdowns, and look, they both looked poised, they felt comfortable, and they were ready for the moment.
When you have quarterbacks targeting over 10 different receivers, that just shows you how much they're distributing the ball. And for more on this matchup, let's send it down to our sideline reporter, Leanna Gay.
Danny, the Eagles and the Blazers are coming off a very successful weekend as both teams beat 2 FCS opponents by more than 20 points. Today, we get to watch them level the playing field in a competitive matchup. Eagles head coach Clay Hilton mentioned that they worked on the educational pieces, they worked hard, and he hoped it pays off tonight.
Thanks, Lee. UAB will get the football to start as the kick sent out of play or behind the goal line. And we'll get to see the first of quarterback Jacob Zeno for UAB. Also, David, the first road game of the year for head coach Trent Dilfer.
And this is going to be a test. I mean, they had their fun in week 1, but now you face a Georgia Southern team that is potent and dangerous.
Jacob Zeno, the redshirt junior from San Antonio, Texas, his second season with the UAB Blazers, transferred from Baylor. And as you see, 38 completions in the season opener against North Carolina A&T, 38 for 41. And he will start from the 25. First play is a run, and right there, Kadri Jackson was ready for it. And the Eagles got the football.
Recovered by Georgia Southern.
Wow.
You can't start the football game better than this. How about Davion Rhodes picking up the football? Georgia Southern.
Actually, Justin Rhodes with the fumble recovery. I mean, a transfer from Wingate, Division II. He has made the most of every opportunity on the Division I level.
Well, you plug the middle. Great job by Latrell Bullard. And then the linebacker does the rest in Kadri Jackson. Rhodes picks it up. Wow, this is a heck of a start.
Talk about an electric start from the Eagles defense, and now Davis Brin will lead the Eagles offense. Great field position, and the Eagles will start from the 19 in the red zone. On first down, Brin, play action, throwing near side, has Anthony Quealy, and look at Quealy go inside the 5.
Send Quealy out in motion. You see it's man coverage, and he does the rest. A great job on the outside by Davis Brin. Anticipation getting it to him.
Fresh set of downs for the Eagles, sniffing the end zone. It'll be first and goal at the 3. You've got to give credit to the Eagles defensive coordinator Brandon Bailey, always focusing on turnovers, getting a turnover on the first play from scrimmage. Play clock down to 7. Jalen White in motion. They give it to White. And UAB right there to make the stop. Finishing tackle by Michael Moore. David, what can you say about this start from Georgia Southern as a whole?
Well, it doesn't get much better than this. The defense wants to get takeaways. That's something defensive coordinator Brandon Bailey talked about, and they got one to start the game. Now you got to punch it in on the offensive end.
Loss of 3 for Jalen White. He had 19 carries for 125 yards in their 34-0 win against the Citadel. Also scored a touchdown. Second and goal. White up the middle. Gets inside the 5 or possibly to the 5. Bringing up third down.
Good job by Rusal to plug that gap. They're trying to get it to White, but the defensive line of UAB looking really good. Fish McWilliams, a player we're going to talk about a lot throughout this broadcast.
McWilliams, 6'1", 305 pounds, a redshirt senior from Pensacola, Florida. Only a gain of 1 for White. 3rd and goal from the 5. Bryn throws to White. Touchdown, Eagles! Jalen White, a rushing touchdown last week, a receiving touchdown tonight.
A great play design. You bring the receiver in motion, nobody on the right-hand side. Jalen White easily slips out of that play-action pass. Brian Ellis dialed up a good one.
What a start for Georgia Southern. The defense on the first play. Kadri Jackson forcing a fumble. Justin Rhodes recovering. And the Eagles starting from the 19. Already scoring here on their opening drive. PAT is right down the center by Michael Lance. A 7-0 start for Georgia Southern. UAB shell-shocked in the first play for scrimmage. How can they respond with their second drive? We'll find out after the break on ESPN+. An electric start for Georgia Southern, leading 7-0 after the touchdown pass from Davis Bryn to Jalen White. The energy inside Paulson Stadium is electric. For more on the atmosphere, let's send it down to Leanna Gay.
Danny, as we can see, the energy in Paulson is crazy. The fans are on their feet. They're shouting. They're so excited. And after Jay White scored that touchdown, his teammates walked to him and said, this is what we work for. This is what we practice for. And, Danny, I hope to see more of this.
Thanks, Lee. The power of Paulson is what they call it, David. Now, for UAB, only getting 1 playoff, turning into a forced fumble, what can they do to change things up in your second drive?
Well, forget about it. I mean, it was 1 play. As soon as you start the drive, they have a system and plan. They have things that they want to set up, and they know that this is going to be a tough game. It's going to be a 4-quarter game, more importantly.
It was almost like the offensive line wasn't ready after the snap from Jacob Zeno. Kadri Jackson got in so easily, forcing that fumble. UAB will once again start from the 25. Officials getting the ball placed and getting everybody set. And the play clock's still going down. Now it resets. It'll be a 4-receiver set for Zeno. First down, a handoff to the outside. Jermaine Brown Jr. has to go the other way. Look at this. Brown going the other way and getting the first down for the Blazers. Look at the starting 11 lineups for the Blazer. David, who stands out the most?
I think Iverson Strap hooks. He's going to have a really big game. I think if he can bust out some big plays against this Georgia Southern defense, UAB will be in a really good position.
Fresh set of downs. Oh, what a tackle! Justin Rhodes. He was the MVP of the defense last week for the Eagles, and he's trying to duplicate it again in week 2.
Justin Rhodes coming off of the edge. That was a great job. It looked like UAB set it up perfectly. TJ Jones in motion, gets the jet sweep, but Rhodes seals the edge and a monster tackle.
Head coach Clay Helton talked about how disciplined the edge rushers were in the run game last week against the Bulldogs. It's a loss of 7. Second down, Zeno throwing far side. A wide receiver screen. And that is Iverson Hooks, nicknamed Strap. And he will be shy of a first down.
Be on the lookout for a lot of these quick passes, Danny. 18 of the 38 completions from Zeno were behind the line of scrimmage a week ago.
That was the first one we saw on the screen to Hooks. Third down and 4. Four-man rush on the run. Third down up the middle, short. David, the Eagles' defensive line with a solid job on that drive. Justin Myers being able to wrap up and tackle.
And it helps when you have Marquez Watson-Trent, the linebacker.
And look at this. UAB's going to go for it on fourth down. Their first fourth down conversion on the season, and they won't get it. This Eagles defense, a strong stand. Turnover on downs, David. How about this Eagles defense?
They tried to run a little inside zone play, but he got stopped in his tracks. A great job by Georgia Southern and Isaac Walker. Walker was the initial man to stop Brown.
Look at this. Georgia Southern's second drive in great field position, just like the first one. Not the start that head coach Trent Dilfer or offensive coordinator Alex Mortensen wanted to see here to start the first quarter.
But it is exactly what Brandon Bailey wanted to see for Georgia Southern, and obviously head coach Clay Helton. The defense was the big question mark coming into this year. It looks like they got themselves a good defense now.
Georgia Southern will start from the 45. Davis Brin throwing, has J.J. McAfee across the 40, inside the 40. McAfee, one of multiple tight ends for this Georgia Southern squad. And you see Davis Brin wasting no time with this hurry-up offense. Gain of 5. Brin on second down. Burgess intercepted! It's picked off! B.J. Mays! What a start to this football game! First interception on the year for the redshirt sophomore from Houston, Texas, and just like that, the Blazers back in motion.
That is not something you are going to see very often from Georgia Southern, and specifically Derwin Burgess. I mean, this is a great route, inside slant. Brent puts it on the chest, but Burgess just kind of looks away. Looks like he was trying to run ahead before catching the ball. Big time mistake.
The second interception for Davis Brin this year. In that situation, he found the ball to Burgess right on the button, but Burgess couldn't hang on. Mays was there. Similar to what we saw Thursday between the Chiefs and the Lions.
Yeah.
UAB will start from the 47 on first down. Zeno throwing near side, has an open man. TJ Jones, what a play. First down Blazers.
The DB slipped for Georgia Southern.
Now UAB working with a hurry-up offense. On first down, it's a jet sweep. Jermaine Brown, nowhere to go. And once again, the defensive line, now you're seeing some shoving, some extracurriculars down the field. It just shows you how much of a physical matchup this is with what's taking place so far in the first.
It's so aggressive. Both teams are gritty. They're powerful. And that line of scrimmage is going to be really fun to watch. I mean, the O-line and the D-line, two heavyweights.
Loss of 1, second and 11. Zeno. Another handoff. Isaiah Jacobs stopped from behind. And that was Davon Gilmore with a tackle for loss.
I mean, you just pick an edge rusher, and they're going to do the job for you right now for the Eagles.
Well, that good play going to go against the Eagles from our head referee, Javaro Edwards. That was one thing Coach Helton wanted to clean up after last week against the Citadels. 9 penalties for 90 yards.
Especially the procedure penalties is something Georgia Southern just knows they can't have. It's one thing if it's an effort penalty, maybe you're holding on to a guy for too long, but 12 men on the field, that's one of those basic penalties you just cannot accept against a great team like UAB.
Clay Helton chalked up some of those penalties to players playing in their first official game in college football. And now a timeout called by UAB. Trent Dilfer wants to talk things over. It'll be 2nd and 5 when we come back after the break. 7-0 Georgia Southern, 9:02 remaining in the opening quarter. This has been quite the first quarter that we've seen, David. Georgia Southern, their defense, forcing a fumble and getting a recovery on the first play from scrimmage. The Eagles score a touchdown, and then in Georgia Southern's second drive, after a turnover on downs from the Blazers, Davis Brent throwing an interception. Now the Blazers rolling close to the red zone.
Trying to tie this thing up, but how about the edge rushing from the Eagles right now? Isaac Walker looking really good. Justin Rhodes, he was the one that picked up that fumble. Had a couple big tackles early on in this game as well.
Defensive coordinator Brandon Bailey has been extremely pleased with the way his D-line has been playing. UAB head coach Trent Dilfer, first road matchup. See how the Blazers can work their way out of the timeout. Zeno on second down, throws it away. Continuing to put pressure and
48 was in the area.
So Justin Rhodes getting there again to Zeno, and you can tell, David, Coach Dilfer unhappy with the start.
Yeah, I mean, the O-line's got to do a better job sealing up these edge rushers, as I mentioned.
This is the Blazers team that also introduced 51 new players this season. Everyone trying to gel together. Zeno on third down will be stopped. David, if you're the Blazers, do you go for it again on fourth down, or you bring out the field goal unit?
It looks like they are going to bring out the field goal unit. You know, you wonder with a quarterback draw call like that, sometimes they're just trying to get a couple of extra yards to make the fourth down a little bit more manageable.
Player down the field for Georgia Southern, it's the redshirt senior, Tarian Lee. He tried to get up on his own power. So he gets up and will walk off with the trainer. But it will be fourth down and 4 from the 18 for UAB.
I think the right decision to kick the field goal here too. You know, assuming you can make it, get some points on the board.
Be a 35-yard field goal try for the kicker, Matt Quinn. Redshirt senior from Spanish Fort, Alabama. He missed his only field goal try last week against North Carolina A&T, and that one is pushed left. He'll miss it again. Another defensive stop, and how about the special teams as well, David?
Man, I mean, Georgia Southern is getting everything going their way at the moment.
The Eagles will have the football when we come back from the 18-yard line. 8:25 to go in the first on ESPN+. The power of Paulson in full effect. And as you look at the home field advantage standing, I mean, 4th in all of college football, David, just showing why they have one of the best home records in college football.
They are so dominant whenever they get to play on their home turf, quite literally switching over from grass to turf. They've been impressive.
On first down, Davis Brand play action throws wide, has Burgess. Gain about 7 yards. Georgia Southern student section enjoying themselves as well. I can never have enough friends to try to have all of our bodies painted to spell out a team name. Have you, David?
No, I don't think so. I mean, yeah, nah.
Gain of 7. That's a reception from Burgess. Second down and 3. From 27. Bryn outside again. Burgess gets the first down. Derwin Burgess was the leading receiver last week, David. 6 receptions, 76 yards, and a touchdown.
Along with Caleb Hood, he is another go-to receiver for Georgia Southern. And again, this is the extension of the run game for the Eagles. They're going to continue to pitch it out wide, give their impressive players some time and space.
First down from the 32. Burgess in motion. Bren throws to Caleb Hood in the middle. Gets to the 37-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play. The Eagles offense last week, 473 total yards of offense, 273 in the air, and even 200 on the ground. Sticking more with the aerial attack on this drive. Trips left. Empty backfield for Bryn. Burgess on the slant. How has Derwin Burgess been since returning for the Eagles?
Well, you're seeing UAB play such soft coverage. This is BJ Mays this time, and Burgess is going to continue to run that under route, and Brenn's going to continue to find him.
It's going to be first down from the 43. The Eagles continuing to move here on this drive. Under 6.5 to go in the opening quarter. Brenn will go deep, has Anthony Quealy on the edge, and taken out in the 41, another Georgia Southern first down.
Great job here by Brenn. Dempsey got caught up in the other route, and that left Quealy wide open. All eyes are on Jalen White.
You saw the fake from Brenn looking for White. Instead of going outside, near sideline for Quealy. Fresh set of downs, ball placed at the 42. It's a quarterback keep for Brenn. He gets to the 35. Now you're starting to see Georgia Southern open up the playbook a little bit.
And this is the one thing for Georgia Southern. You don't really know how much of you're going to see Davis Brenn using his legs, but when he showed it there, he can.
Offensive coordinator Brian Ellis said last week that Brenn played pretty clean football aside from the one throw that was an interception, but it was a one-on-one matchup on the outside where the cornerback kind of drugged the ball out of the receiver's hands. Incomplete. Eagle fans want a penalty. They won't get one.
This was just a great jump by Colby Dempsey. He got beat by Burgess previously a couple plays ago, but this time he sniffs it out. Look at how much space he gives, and then he jumps that slant route.
Now a player down for the Eagles again. Caleb Cook, the redshirt sophomore from Brunswick, Georgia, down. So during this dead period, if you're Coach Dilford, David, what do you say to your team to get going?
Well, continue to be aggressive and get to Davis Brenn. They have to find a way to make him uncomfortable, move him out of the pocket. He's able to just sit behind that O-line with so much time to find an open receiver.
Coach Dilfer knew that in preparation for Georgia Southern, he studied the Eagles for a long time and have seen how they continue to change. And Coach Dilfer brought up a great quote from a former NFL head coach in Norv Turner saying, if you're not changing, you're getting beat. And the Eagles have been able to adapt and change over the last couple of years, especially in year two of this air raid offense. But defensively, David, how do you stop that?
I mean, again, you have to continue to find a way, to stop Jalen White. They really haven't given the ball to White that much, but now it's stopping Davis Brenn.
Both sides last week were tremendous in limiting the passing game. Top two teams in the nation. The Eagles only allowing 14 yards against the Citadel, UAB 16 against North Carolina A&T.
And now a much taller task, both sides understanding they're going to pitch the ball out, they are going to air it out.
Well, we're going to take another commercial break as the trainer's still checking on Caleb Cook for the Eagles. We'll be back more on ESPN+. Back on ESPN+. You see the replay of what happened with number 78, Caleb Cook, the redshirt sophomore for the Eagles. Tried to get up on his own power, but now the team surrounding Cook. David Cook was an offensive lineman that has gotten an increased role this season. Was really big in the Eagles' opening rushing touchdown last week against the Citadel. This is something that nobody wants to see from either side.
No, not at all. And obviously, prayers to Caleb Cook, hoping that he's okay.
We'll look at it one more time. So you see Cook.
And he just, yeah.
That knee buckles.
And immediately it's that right leg, that right knee, holding the bottom of the brace.
See a round of applause as Cook is responsive, getting helped onto the back of the cart. It was hard to tell, David, if that was a non-contact injury as well on that play. But you see the thumbs up from Cook. Thoughts and prayers with the redshirt sophomore, such a good kid.
Yeah. Obviously, some emotion there from Cook. Just something you hate to see.
It can be difficult for either side, Georgia Southern or UAB, to refocus and to lock back in as play set to resume. It'll be 3rd down and 3 from the 35-yard line. Eagles in Blazer territory. Davis Bryn on play action. Bryn, what a catch. And finding Dalen Cobb on the reception, taking down the 15.
When they got press coverage on the outside from Burgess, Dalen Cobb also one-on-one, gonna win that battle a lot.
Cobb, a sophomore from Washington, Georgia, picking up an increased role this season as well. Also stepped up towards the end of last season when there were a number of injuries in the wide receiver department. 1st and 10 from the 15. Bryn, screen to White. White falls with blockers. Good block by J.J. McAfee, getting inside the 10.
That's why they love McAfee. He's a great receiving tight end, but he also can go out and block in space.
There's still another tight end that has yet to make his debut for Georgia Southern, but Keaton Upshaw, a name to keep an eye out for. He'll be available to play next week against Wisconsin. Bryn finding McAfee on 2nd down. Taken out near the 6. B.J. Mays pushing McAfee out of bounds. And Georgia Southern wasting no time. Be 3rd and 1. Look at this formation. Just one receiver on the outside of Anthony Quealy. 2-3 tight ends lined up. And UAB will use their 2nd timeout. So this gives UAB the chance to look at this front from Georgia Southern. We want to avoid getting scored on again. David, if you're UAB, what did you see there from the Eagles offensively?
Well, I mean, they're spreading the ball out. Jalen White gets it on a running back screen. They're also getting McAfee involved. Everything is out on the perimeter, not much going inside. So they're going to have to be very quick and reacting to what Georgia Southern's trying to do. A lot of that is going to go on Jackson Bratton, the linebacker. We haven't talked about him yet. He had 11 tackles last game.
The first year for head coach Trent Dilfer, also the first year for defensive coordinator Sione Taufoo. Dilfer and Taufoo working together at Elite 11. So out of the timeout, Coach Dilfer looks on, assesses what the Eagles will likely do. And this is the jumbo formation that we saw last week. 3rd and 1. Bryn will keep it, squeezes through. He got the first down before getting pushed back. The forward progress will give it to the Eagles.
Gotta love that jumbo package. Again, you have Jalen White split out wide. All eyes are on him. As soon as he comes across the field, Davis Brin just takes it up the middle for an easy yard.
First and goal from the 4. Empty backfield. 5 receivers here in the goal line.
You're also going to get man coverage the entire way.
Spreading out everybody for the Blazers. Hood in motion. Brin throws, overshoots McAfee, incomplete.
Brin liked that matchup. It was Bratton on McAfee. He just runs a little fade route right up the seam. If that ball was placed a little bit lower, I think McAfee had a good chance. Bratton didn't get his head turned around.
A new running back coming in O.J. Arnold, as you see offensive coordinator Brian Ellis. Year 2 with the program. Was really pleased how the Eagles started off last week against the Citadel in their first 5 drives. Second and goal. Arnold the carry, instead a keep for Brin. Touchdown Eagles! Look at the quarterback taking it in the end zone. First rushing touchdown for Davis Brin.
This is the problem the UAB defense faces when you have Jalen White and Derwin Burgess. All the attention is placed on them. They're not thinking about Davis Brin keeping the football and running into the end zone. Again, Brian Ellis dialing up the perfect play.
A 13-play drive that went 80 yards and took almost 5.5 minutes off the clock. PAT right down the middle from Michael Lance. A 14-0 Georgia Southern lead with under 3 to go in the opening quarter. Back and forth first quarter. Look at this from Brin.
Well, it was a great job. He read Michael Moore, the Sam linebacker. He caved in trying to go for the running back, and Brin wisely keeps it. Nobody to track him down. Beautiful read option. Look at this. Michael Moore, he is all focused on that running back and O.J. Arnold.
And when you have Derwin Burgess in motion, that's moving the corner over to the other side of the field. So it really opens up a lot of space, as you saw, for Brin to get in the end zone. How do you get back together if you're UAB?
You got to score some points on the offensive end. They have to find Jacob Zeno in some type of rhythm, get the receivers involved, because the Eagles' defense is really what has been setting up the offense.
The offensive line also leading the way for Georgia Southern. A new O-line coach in T.J. Woods, also the run game coordinator. As you look in the booth as well, looking at defensive coordinator Brandon Bailey, he has to be pleased with the way his defense has come out and looking to duplicate that same success on this next drive. I mean, Coach Bailey was extremely happy with laying a goose egg against the Citadel last week, David.
Oh, he was ecstatic about it. Again, he knew that UAB was going to be a much tougher test, but the way that the Eagles have responded, at least in this first quarter, has been nothing short of impressive.
One thing Coach Bailey worked on with his defense is being able to tackle in space. Well, we've seen that play out pretty well in the first for the Eagles.
He also got that turnover that he always wants. He says 3 turnovers gives them a really good chance to win the game.
Blazers start from the 25. Zeno handoff to Jermaine Brown. Brown nowhere to go again. I mean, this Eagles defensive line and the linebackers up front have made it extremely difficult for the Blazers to run the football.
Well, quite frankly, the left tackle, number 50, you see on your screen, Will Parker, he is getting beat almost every single time, and it's making it really difficult for Jermaine Brown.
Empty backfield, but a flag on the play. So they go on the Eagles. Or rather, it will be a timeout. So the Eagles using their first timeout with 2:32 to go in the first. David, we spoke on in the beginning how both quarterbacks, Davis Brin for the Eagles and Jacob Zeno for UAB, their passing distribution over 10 receivers, getting a reception Already for Georgia Southern, we've seen 6 different receivers make catches, just 3 for UAB.
Yeah, at UAB, they just haven't been able to get into rhythm. They like to play up tempo. They want to continue to play fast, but whenever you're down in the sticks and first down and second down, it's really tough.
Zeno, even though he's been pressured a couple of times, 4 or 5 passing on second down the run out of the Eagles' timeout. Marquez, Watson, Trent on the tackle.
We haven't even needed to talk about him yet because the D-line's doing all of the work, but Watson Trent is the leader of this defense, and there's no question about that.
3rd and 7. Blazers so far 0 for 2 on 3rd downs. Play clock at 8. Zeno throws near side, has a man and caught. Strap hooks, gets the Blazers the first down.
Great protection from the O-line, giving Zeno enough time for Hooks to make that route.
The 3rd reception for the redshirt freshman Hooks out of Pike Road, Alabama. Had a touchdown reception last week against North Carolina A&T. Fresh set of downs for the Blazers. Zeno, hand off to Brown. Oh my goodness, Justin Rhodes has been everywhere in the backfield for the Eagles.
Well, he's paving roads right now straight through the offensive line. He beat Trey Badowski, wasn't even close. Or rather, that was Yates.
Clock continuing to wind down, under a minute to go. New clock rules this season. After a loss of 3, Zeno handoff up the middle. May have gotten back to the initial line of scrimmage. A large fall on the tackle. Isaiah Jacobs to carry. The younger brother of Las Vegas Raiders running back Josh Jacobs.
Well, both of them are uber talented. Jacobs had 43 yards last game and 10 carries.
We'll have to see where Josh Jacobs goes after this season with the Raiders.
Yeah, signed that 1-year deal.
3rd and 9. Jacobs in motion. The Eagles almost jumped.
Oh, they could have had a free play.
Play clock at 4. Zeno gets it off. Scrambles left. Has some running room. Gets the first down. Zeno tackled inside the 40. That's going to put the Blazers in some good field position when we come back for the second quarter. Georgia Southern, a 14-0 lead. Back and forth affair in Statesboro on the opening drive. Second quarter coming up after the break on ESPN+. 14-0 lead for Georgia Southern through 1 quarter of play in Allen E. Paulson Stadium. This was such a back-and-forth battle in the first quarter, David. It felt like it was Bugs Bunny versus Daffy Duck, just punching each other one after another.
Well, we talked about it in the break. The pace of this game has felt weird to start, but the defense for Georgia Southern has been so dominant, especially that D-line.
Second quarter underway. Jermaine Brown Jr. on the reception on first down. Blazers marching their way down the field. They had a chance to get on the board with a field goal that was missed. 2nd and 3, play action. Zeno throwing. It has a man inside the 20. Tajon Palmer, the redshirt senior, making the grab.
Zeno has some sting on that throw, a frozen rope on the in route.
Hurry up offense. Hand off to Brown. Bouncing outside. Look at the block. Touchdown Blazers. Iverson Strap Hooks leading the way for Jermaine Brown Jr.
The inside was stuffed. It was a good job, but Jermaine Brown just bounces it out, and you mentioned it. Strap Hooks isn't going to get a touchdown on the stat sheet for that, but he very well could have because he set up that block.
He was the main reason why Brown was able to find the end zone, a 19-yard touchdown run, capping off a 9-play, 75-yard drive. PAT is good by Matt Quinn. The Blazers on the board. It's 14-7. David, what do you make of the response there by UAB?
Well, you got to find a way to get your best player involved, and Jermaine Brown is arguably their best player. Obviously, Strap Hooks, a great job sealing the edge out on the perimeter, but a good job by Brown to bounce it out. Strap Hooks came all the way from the other side of the field in motion. That's why he was able to get Jalen Denton on that block.
Brown using his speed to blow by Prince Green of the Eagles, and Hooks with the block, and that's going to be a sigh of relief for Trent Dilfer.
You got to love that smile Dilfer gives on the sideline. He was waiting.
You know, Coach Dilfer was really honest with us when he talked about the first game as a head coach of the Blazers in their win over North Carolina A&T. He said, you know, he was happy for the guys and the coaches that put in the work. For him, it was just another ball game, but he was very honest in how he graded himself. He gave himself a B.
Yeah, I mean, he was fun to talk to, a lot of great insight, and he is fired up about the opportunity to be with this UAB Blazers program.
He loves this opportunity that he has. He's told us that he's a humble guy. For UAB to take a chance on a high school football coach.
Yeah.
Here comes the return for Georgia Southern. Dalen Cobb jumping around short of the 25. Oh, he got through across the 30. Talk about digging for extra yards. What a return from Cobb.
Well, watch this again. He's going to mow over his own player. Boom. Runs over another Eagle. Somehow slips 2 tackles. This is why Brian Ellis said Dalen Cobb could be the best receiver for Georgia Southern. You have Caleb Hood, you have Derwin Burgess, but then Dalen Cobb.
Well, David, as well, Coach Helton talked about how this game needs to be won on all 3 facets of the game: offense, defense, and special teams. The Eagles will start from the 33. Bryn on first down, handoff O.J. Arnold, tackle from behind, short of the 40. And this week, O.J. Arnold wearing the number 0 for Georgia Southern, David.
Arnold, he could have had 3 touchdowns a week ago. 2 of them were called back because of penalties, but he looked really good against the Citadel.
Gain of 5. Handoff again. Arnold absorbing contact. He'll get the first down. And Coach Ellis talked about how Arnold is just a player that keeps his head down and puts in the work.
He's just so good. He's so explosive, too, out of the backfield.
Low snap on first down. Bryn throws near side. At Burgess. Went out of bounds to midfield. Davis Bryn, 12 completion, 12 of 15 so far in the first half, a touchdown and an interception. Ball plays at the 49, just a gain of 3 from Burgess. 3 receivers set. Arnold stopped and then gets taken. It seemed like Arnold was stuck behind his own O-lineman. Kevin Penn on the tackle. Throw it down to the end of the game with more on this game.
Danny, Coach Helton mentioned that it's awesome having a team where players can coach other players. And here on the sideline, you see Tarian Lee coaching his other players to tell them what they can do better next time and encouraging the offense at the same time.
Thanks, Lee. The coaching staff extremely pleased with that. 3rd down. Bryn throws in the middle, has Quealy, bounces out of trouble, gets a first down, and runs out of bounds in the 40. The unique thing, David, about this Eagles offense on each level and defense, that is, there's a senior or a 5th-year senior able to lead the way.
And Quealy has been a great addition. A nice mesh route right there. 2 players running across the turf. Quealy able to find some space.
Quealy, inside the 35, tackled inside the 30. We saw this last week on the reverse, and once again, Brian Ellis going deep in his bag.
Well, actually, Burgess went out. Cobb was going to throw that football. Instead, he puts Bratton in the blender, makes him fall. But that was supposed to be a pass at first.
Good awareness, because we saw Burgess go downfield. It was double coverage.
Yeah. Good job by Cobb that he didn't throw that.
Even the receiver having some quarterback tendencies.
Yeah.
So rather a first down, it's a gain of 9, second and short. Bryn airs it out. Burgess with the catch. Flag on the play. Touchdown, Eagles. Another penalty from the Eagles that takes away a touchdown. You see how frustrated Clay Helton is.
He is not happy. We'll get another look. This was a great job by Brent. He recognizes man coverage on the outside. There is some extension by Burgess. I don't know that that's enough to call it. I mean, that is very minimal contact.
It seemed like Coach Howell was more frustrated with the referee making that pass interference penalty.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think there's enough. Good job by B.J. Mays to sell it.
So it'll be second down and 15. Ball placed at the 46 in UAB territory. See if Bren goes to Burgess again here. And he does. Got jammed in the middle, and Burgess tackled at the 35. We may have an injury for UAB.
Well, this was Mays. He immediately fell after the tackle.
And now the trainers will come and check on Mays. He had an interception in the first quarter. Take another commercial break here on ESPN Plus. Georgia Southern, a 14-7 lead over the Blazers. Good to see B.J. Mays get helped up and walk off on his own power. Scary moment that we saw. Junior from Houston, Texas. We already saw a tough injury to the Eagles, Caleb Cook. Our thoughts are with Cook as he was carted off in the first quarter. Play resumes. Third down and 4 for the Eagles. Ball at the 34.
Now Burgess has been the hot hand. We'll see if Brent goes back to him. Press coverage on the bottom of your screen.
Blazers showing a blitz. They send the house. Bryn finds McAfee. First down, Eagles, taking down at the 26-yard line. J.J. McAfee's been the go-to receiver on the inside for the Eagles, David.
Well, McAfee's so consistent, just finds a soft spot of the zone. And Brian Ellis, he makes it look so simple because he is. You know, to him, run a player in motion, then you have McAfee wide open.
And 26 on first down. Bryn fakes, now fires deep for Quealy, incomplete. Going back to what you said about Coach Ellis simplifying the game, he tells us all the time that the coaches make the game harder than it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, I loved it. I would ask him about a play, and he would give me such a simple answer, and it wasn't in a smart aleck way. It was just, look, sometimes we try to make things really hard on ourselves, but football can be a simple game if you're coaching it the right way.
One thing Ellis did say is that we don't run plays. We try to attack the defense. Second down and 10. Can the Eagles attack here? It's a throw from O.J. Arnold to Derwin Burgess. What a play. What a catch. Touchdown, Eagles.
Right on cue, talking about Brian Ellis. Handoff to O.J. Arnold. Nobody's thinking he's going to throw that football. Lo and behold, Derwin Burgess slips out. Oh, my goodness, Danny.
There's more than one quarterback leading the charge offensively for Georgia Southern. We saw Dalen Cobb. He was going to throw it. Instead, elected to run, but O.J. Arnold had a lot of pressure around him, still let it fly, found an open Derwin Burgess Jr., 10-play, 67-yard drive. That was a 26-yard touchdown pass from O.J. Arnold to Burgess, his second on the year. PAT is good, 21-7 Georgia Southern. Look at this. Arnold, I can be a quarterback too, and found a wide-open Burgess in the end zone. Offensive coordinator Brian Ellis said if we can have 10 to 12 explosive plays, we'll have a chance to win. Well, talk about explosive, David. O.J. Arnold off the pitch throws it deep to Burgess, 26 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, textbook job from the OC and Brian Ellis. He drew it up perfectly.
He's catching UAB just off their guard there with these trick plays that we've seen throughout the first half. Fair catch called. That ball dropped to the end zone. Leanna Gay has more on the Eagles. O.J. Arnold.
Danny, O.J. Arnold is in the number 0 jersey this week due to his hard work, unselfishness, his accountability, and Danny, as we can see, his performance. In the game against Citadel, O.J. had 46 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns that were called back. In that situation, O.J. did not allow that to change his demeanor, but he continued to work hard. O.J. is considered the silent assassin for the Eagles. As he doesn't say much, he let his work speak for him. Eagles offensive coordinator Brian Ellis mentioned that O.J. has been with him for a year and a half, but oddly enough, they maybe said 28 words to each other.
Yeah, only thing that Coach Ellis will say to Arnold is, hey, you good? And O.J. will respond, yeah, Coach, I'm good. And that's about how it goes. Another tackle for loss from this Eagles defense on first down.
And I want to see what offensive coordinator for UAB and Alex Mortensen draws up, because they had a really good drive before Georgia Southern responded, able to march down the field. Zeno looked really good. He found hooks. Jermaine Brown got involved. Now they got to do that again.
A loss of 1, and Justin Rhodes was there again for the stop. UAB hasn't been able to do much in the air, 62 passing yards. Zeno will throw it near side to Isaiah Jacobs, pushes the man off, breaks a second, third tackle, and may get back to the line of scrimmage. How about the fight from Isaiah Jacobs, David?
That should have been a 5-yard loss. Somehow Jacobs escaped the tackle. Also a poor throw from Zeno. He throws it behind him, and that gives time for Georgia Southern to get to him.
It would actually be a loss of 1. 3rd and 12.
This is when those edge rushers can really hack off.
Trips right for the Blazers. Zeno lets it go. Has a man. What a catch. Tajon Palmer across midfield. First down, Blazers.
That was a pinpoint throw right in stride for Tajon Palmer.
And that has to feel good for offensive coordinator Alex Mortensen. Finally seeing some progress from his offense. Incomplete on first down. MJ Stroud, another edge rusher that you talked about, David.
Again, I mean, it's literally too deep at every position for Georgia Southern that they are getting pressure. This time it just happened to be Stroud. Zeno barely got the ball off in time.
The offensive coordinator Alex Mortensen wants to see more from Jacob Zeno. You see his numbers throughout the first half. Zeno throwing near side, has a man, absorbing contact inside the 40. Tight end Bryce Damus on the reception.
This is what I want to see more of from the Blazers. Quick out routes, quick throws to get Zeno, get his confidence back, and keep Georgia Southern moving. You give this defensive line some time to rush off the edge, it's going to be a rough night.
Fresh set of downs for UAB. Approaching 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. Zeno rolling right, throws in the middle, has Damus again. Tyro Davis making the tackle for Georgia Southern.
Zeno, had a chance to hit Samario Rudolph.
To the end zone, incomplete. Or rather, what a play from the Eagles. Justin Myers that time.
Myers said, run that back. He feels like he got it. Zeno just throws this one up. Here's Myers tracking it down.
In double coverage.
And he doesn't have it. Catches it there. Oh, that's an interception.
Oh, wow.
That is an interception.
Did not see that at the end, and the Eagles are going to challenge.
And they're already celebrating.
You know what's crazy, David? Looking back, at the interception by Myers. He blends in with the end zone, being all blue this season. I didn't even tell that he made a pick until just now.
Now, the only question is, did the ball hit the ground? It looks like he has sure possession of it. This is probably our best look. Tips off of hooks. He has it there. Does the ball touch the ground whenever he goes to the turf is the question.
So you see here, he comes down with it. The question is, if the ball stay in his hands or hit the ground. This is similar to what we saw earlier this afternoon between Colorado and Nebraska.
And I think this is going to stay incomplete. If you look, Danny, you can see the white stripes of the football. Watch this. It's going to pass his elbow as it comes to the ground. Right there. If you saw that, you could see the stripes of both sides of the football hit the ground. It's hard to see because he's wearing a white arm sleeve, but watch this. Watch this. Boom.
You have a better eyesight than I do, David. I did not notice that with the lines of the football. I mean, Justin Myers just blends in altogether.
Now this, I could be wrong, but it looked to me like whenever he cradled that football and went to the ground, and that's the right call. The fans are not going to be happy with it. It's hard for them to tell from the screen they're looking at, but the replay we got, you could see it. It was really hard. It was very minimal, but you could see the white stripes of the football touch the ground.
Who am I working with, David Holby or Tony Romo? I mean, you are on that. Saw things that I couldn't see. Even the fans at home probably didn't see either. The play resumes. It's 3rd and 4 from the 31 for the Blazers. 4 receivers for Zeno. Scrambles. Zeno throws, flag on the play. Pass is caught by Samaria Rudolph for a first down. Or rather now incomplete. And the intended receiver was Jermaine Brown Jr. But what was the flag on?
Likely going to be holding. Is that one behind the line of scrimmage?
Holding, offense, 10-yard penalty on the previous spot, 3rd down.
So it's going to be holding on the Blazers. Where do you see it, David?
Well, here you go. Zeno drops back. Watch the left tackle right there. Rhodes is trying to set free, but instead Will Parker, he grabs that shoulder, doesn't let Rhodes get free.
So now the referees give us the number. It was on the left tackle, Will Parker.
Yep.
3rd and 14. Zeno throws in the middle. Pass is caught by Brown, and he gets the first down inside the 25. The resiliency from the Blazers, now 4 of 6 on 3rd down conversions.
And that was a great read by Zeno. He saw the space in the middle. He just had to wait for his receiver to develop the route.
Hurry up offense, Tajon Palmer. Look at the Jets on Palmer, taken down inside the 5. And he is frustrated. He should have had a touchdown there.
This is when UAB is at their best, when they're moving quick. A little bubble screen to Palmer, great outside block, and he's mad. He thought he could have scored there.
He blazed his way through, no pun intended, multiple Eagles secondary. 1st and goal from the 6. It's been a better second quarter for UAB compared to the first.
Absolutely.
And now Georgia Southern calling a timeout. Clay Helton, a little 20-yard dash all the way down near the end zone, getting the referee's attention. So the Eagles will talk things over using their second timeout. 6:29 to go in the first half. The Eagles a 21-7 lead over the Blazers on ESPN+. Blazers trying to make this a 1-possession game. It'll be 1st and goal from the 6. Georgia Southern using their second timeout. David, what changed in the second quarter for the Blazers?
I think the protection got much better. Zeno has a lot more time in the pocket, and they're moving with rhythm.
On 1st and goal, Zeno rolling right, throws. Davis inside the 5, maybe outside the 5, but the defense there at the end making that stop, probably gain a 1. Justin Myers there on the tackle. See Bryce Davis, the redshirt senior, 6'3", 240. 2 receivers on the near side of your screen. Malachi Holt-Bennett in motion, the throw to Davis. Touchdown Blazers.
Another great job. This time it was UAB using the motion. Then you slip that tight end out, and Davis for an easy touchdown. UAB has really gotten it rolling, and you can tell the momentum starting to swing in their favor.
11 plays, 75 yards, 4 minutes and 20 seconds off the clock. Jacob Zeno, his first passing touchdown on the night, 15 for 18, 148 yards. PAT is good by Matt Quinn. It's a 1-score game inside Paulson, 21-14 Eagles.
Just a great job by the Blazers to respond. Georgia Southern came out the gate so fast and so strong, but now the Blazers just a touchdown down. Here's another look. You pull away from Brown. Instead, it's Davis. An easy touchdown. Blazers get back on the board. Georgia Southern focusing on the run. Great block outside by Palmer. Davis does the rest.
Beautiful view of the Statesboro sunset on the horizon from Allen E. Paulson Stadium. 21-14 Eagles over the Blazers, but the Blazers, a 5-yard touchdown from Jacob Zeno to the tight end, Bryce Davis. 11 plays, 75 yards, 4:20 off the clock. David, what's your biggest takeaway from the Blazers drive?
Well, Jacob Zeno is my biggest takeaway. He's now got 148 yards, 15 of 18 incompletions. He has really gotten the momentum. He's looking really good. Also, 6 different receivers have now caught the ball.
That was one thing I was about to add as well, David. 13 different receivers last week, 6 so far in the first half. Here's Dalen Cobb on the return. Short of the 30, taken down at about the 28. Still time for the Eagles here on this drive. Look at the comparisons from both the quarterbacks. David, what stands out the most?
Well, it's funny because I think both of them have played really well. And for Davis Brin, he shouldn't even have a pick on his stat line. Burgess just missed the ball. But I think both of them have been really poised. And the big thing was Zeno had a rough first quarter. I mean, the edge rushing from Georgia Southern made it really difficult, but the way he bounced back and stayed confident was impressive.
On first down from the 28. Brin, flag on the play.
First down.
It's on the center, Chandler Strong. Out of all the old linemen that started for the Eagles, Strong, one of the newcomers, a redshirt freshman from Warner Robins, Georgia. Worked a lot with the starting center last year and Logan Langmeyer, and now taking over. Another penalty for the Eagles. That's just their 3rd down. Line judge Jason Vinson is reaffirming that the ball was in its proper place. So 1st and 15. Brin throws deep, incomplete. Burgess, the intended target. BJ Mays has been everywhere for the Blazers in the secondary.
Well, in this one, I thought might get called for PI. He was all over Burgess, but it was after it actually hit him. So that was great defense by Mays. How about the O-lineman? for Georgia Southern. I know that was an incomplete pass, but Bryn has so much time to survey the field.
The Eagles O-line only gave up 1 sack last week. Empty backfield with White in motion. Second down. Quick throw on the outside and caught by Quealy at about the 30, probably the 29-yard line.
This is a greatly placed ball. If he throws that more inside, it might be a pick. Good job to hit the outside shoulder.
Another close call. A gain of 6, so 3rd and 9 for the Eagles. Georgia Southern, a perfect 5 for 5 on 3rd down. It's going to keep it going. Three receivers on the right side. Bryn. All kinds of time in the pocket. Now rolling right. Lets it go. Incomplete. And the first 3 and out from Georgia Southern. What do you make of the Blazers' defense starting to get in rhythm?
Well, they made Davis Bryn uncomfortable. Make him scramble to the right. He tried to find Quealy, but more right in front of the face. That was a good job.
Now you're starting to see momentum shift a little bit. It took some time for the Blazers to really find their footing and get in rhythm. I mean, they were caught off guard from the very first play from scrimmage. So here is the punter, Alex Smith from Melbourne, Australia. 23-year-old freshman. Punts that one deep, returned from the 34. With Mac McWilliams on the return. Tackled at about midfield. UAB has a chance to tie this game up before halftime. What needs to happen here?
They continue to do the same thing they've been doing the past 2 drives. Get it out quick. Every time Zeno catches it and he's pitching it to the perimeter, the receivers are making plays in space. I also think Georgia Southern, they did such a good job of rushing the quarterback in the first quarter, but the O-line has really picked it up. They got to find a way to really penetrate again.
Expect the Blazers to air this one out again. Just 50 yards on the ground. You see what Jacob Zeno's been able to do so far in the first down. A screen play to Isaiah Jacobs. Jacobs! Look at him go. He's staying on his feet as much as he can and got the first down.
Well, there it is. I mean, Zeno catches the snap. 1 second later, the ball's already out.
Hurry up offense. And 4.5 to play in the first half. A gain of 11 from Isaiah Jacobs. Jacobs on the carry. Got wrapped up by a Lodge fall in the mix. Got a couple of yards there.
Well, the run defense has been good. It's the passing game that's gotten going for the Blazers.
Well, UAB now over 200 yards of total offense to the Eagles, 192. They've outrushed Georgia Southern, 52-34. The passing yards fairly similar, just a yard difference. After a gain of 2, Zeno throws. Palmer, short of a first down.
I love this by Zeno. Doesn't like the first read he gets, so he checks it down to the second. Just working through those progressions. He hasn't been able to do that because he hasn't had much time in the pocket.
3rd and 1. The Eagles sitting the house, but Jacobs learning from his older brother, powering through for a Blazers first down.
That was a great block by the center, Brady Wilson, number 72. He paved the way for Jacobs to run straight ahead.
We haven't talked much about the O-line for the Blazers, but Coach Mortensen said that they've gotten physically stronger and more explosive as of late. Zeno throws to the outside. Damus stays in bounds. Damus pushing through. You're starting to see more resiliency from the Blazers on the last couple of drives.
Yeah, they look really dangerous. Another clean pocket, another simple out route. I mean, that's the second time Zeno has gone to Damus in that specific route.
First down and goal from the 8. Jacobs wrapped up and tackled inside the 5. That's the unique thing. Isaiah Jacobs has been the primary running back this drive for the Blazers.
Now you start to think, does UAB slow this game down? It doesn't look like they will.
Second down. Jacobs, touchdown Blazers! And just like that, the Blazers are the PAT away from tying this one up.
It was a matter of time until Jacobs was going to get into the end zone. Shout out to Quez Yates, number 71 in that O-line. He was the guy that set the path for Jacobs. And this O-line has really gotten going as much as we talk about the quarterback.
The big thing about the O-line for the Blazers, just learning to play together. Communication is important, and it seems like the Blazers will go for two. Looking to take the lead before halftime. And it's a run up the middle, and UAB a 22-21 lead. It was Harrison Barker, the backup quarterback, running it up the middle.
Welcome to the Trent Dilfer era. That's the best way I can put it, Danny. He is going to continue to implement things that you're not ready for. You're not going to be thinking about it. This was all set up. Look at that block by 74 as well by Brennan Morin, setting it up for Jacobs. And just a QB draw right up the middle. You have everybody out wide, and Barker untouched.
Well, now it seems like the Blazers are going deep in their bag of tricks, and it worked out. You're starting to feel a bit of a momentum shift. There's still time for the Eagles to score here. 1:44 remaining in the second quarter. And the Eagles will also get the ball to start the second half. So if you're Georgia Southern, what's going to be the primary focus here on this drive coming up?
A clean pocket, first and foremost. Davis Brin, that's when he is at his best, when he has time to survey the field. But also, where has Jalen White been? They have got to get him the ball in space, find any way possible to get him to touch the ball.
The Eagles have been focusing more on passing than the run game. Just 34 yards on the ground, 158 in the air. Kickoff return at the 2. Cobb absorbing contact. Mac McWilliams just lining his shoulder up to avoid a big return for the Eagles.
Now, we haven't even talked about Mac McWilliams yet, but he is a special talent in that DB spot for the Blazers on special teams. He was second in passes defended in Conference USA a season ago, but he got hurt midway through the year.
Unique thing, David, UAB no longer in Conference USA. The Blazers, their first season in the American Athletic Conference. So along with a new head coach and new coordinators, a new league as well. The Eagles starting from the 23. Davis Brin, pocket collapsing. Scrambles right, throws, has Burgess. Burgess breaking the tackle. Look at the blocking and spinning by Burgess, close to the 40. Derwin Burgess is just so elusive in making players miss.
I don't know how he does it. Here's that up-tempo.
Both teams with one timeout remaining in the half.
Only bringing 3.
Brin, he'll keep and slides across the 40. And also the new clock rules this season continues to run down. Only stops inside the 2 minutes of the first and second half. Still going after the run. Brin fires, has Caleb Hood in the middle. That's a name we haven't said yet today. Caleb Hood, the fifth-year senior, making the catch.
That is a really tough throw to make. Watch him layer this football over Bratton in between the safety. That is so tough.
Wasting no time, handoff, O.J. Arnold. Arnold, look at him go! O.J. Arnold, touchdown Eagles! Well, that didn't take long for Georgia Southern.
Not sure where Jalen White is, but I do know where O.J. Arnold is right now. He's in the end zone. Another great job, Brian Ellis. He dials up a halfback draw. UAB only bringing 3 defenders in that front line. So much space. Great job by the O-line to get to the second level. That sign saying we want Colorado.
Got to get through UAB first. A 39-yard run from O.J. Arnold. 4 plays, 77 yards, just a little bit over a minute off the clock. That did not take long for the Eagles to respond. They lead 28-22.
I tell you what, Danny, we have ourselves a game. Great job by O.J. Arnold, but it all started by Pishon Wembley setting up the path. The Blazers couldn't catch up to him. This is the speed, the high-end speed, if you will, of a guy like O.J. Arnold. This is why he wears a Block O jersey.
The sophomore from Quitman, Georgia, and there is no quit in Arnold. 4 carries, 53 yards, and a touchdown. He also has a passing touchdown on the night. Went 26 yards to Derwin Burgess. Man, this has been quite the first half here inside Paulson.
It has. Both teams are firing on all cylinders. This one, like I said, it's going down to the fourth quarter. Both offenses are putting points on the board. And, man, we have ourselves a show.
Another explosive play from the Eagles offense. Now the question is, can UAB work their way through and score in just that much time or less? 39 seconds to go in the first. Michael Land sends this one away. And that will go in the end zone. If you're UAB and Jacob Zeno, you got to go throw it deep as well. I mean, you see the difference in the first and second quarters, really turning things up in the second.
Yeah, and credit to the entire offense. The O-line, the receivers, everybody got involved and helped out. And Jacob Zeno, the decision-making, I think, is really what separates him. He was able to find the open space on the field and get it to his receivers quick.
It only took 4 plays for the Eagles to drive downfield. And the Blazers do the same. See head coaches Clay Helton and Trent Dilfer looking on. First down, Zeno incomplete. Just got behind the intended receiver, Tajon Palmer.
Palmer is incomplete. Second down, 10 yards to go from the 25-yard line.
Just a 4th incompletion for Jacob Zeno. Second down, Zeno throws, caught made by Samario Rudolph. Across the 30, taken down.
Pass complete to Jermaine Brown.
Oh.
Man, this is an intense game. Cosby Jackson, Marquez Watson, Trent getting into it with Jermaine Brown. Hurry up offense from the Blazers. They have a timeout and they won't use it. 3rd and 3. Zeno throws, incomplete.
Pass intended for number 1, Jerome Brown.
There's Brown. And if you see this, he's gonna have some extracurriculars. Watch the way he pushes Cosby Jackson. I'm very surprised the ref did not throw it. I mean, he was right there, too. The referee right on top of the ball. Brown got away with it.
Timeout was called as well. It'll be 4th and 3.
Caleb Hood back to receive the punt for Georgia Southern.
Correction, no timeout was called. It's a quick moment for the Blazers to talk things over. And now, the final timeout called by the Blazers.
UAB. It is their final of the half. It will be 30 seconds.
You saw there before the timeout called, David, the Eagles just scrambling to get in position because we saw the 2-point conversion following the touchdown. You don't know if the Blazers are going to go for a fake punt.
If they did, that would be something from Trent Dilfer, considering you're backed up, you're on 35. But you're right. I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, Dilfer is known to be the guy that if he sees something he likes, he's going to dial it up.
Well, the one thing that people get confused, they automatically put Dilfer in a quarterback position, but
Yeah.
Coach Dilfer, he knows defenses. He
Yes.
played for one of the best best teams in the NFL, in the Baltimore Ravens, that had one of the best defenses of all time.
Yeah.
The punt sent deep by Patrick Foley. It'll be retrieved by Caleb Hood. Hood dancing around, tackled at the 19, and that will end the first half. Georgia Southern managed to go on a 4-play drive, taking 62 seconds off the clock to retake the lead, 28-22. And more importantly, David, look at the ball to start the second half.
Man, this is a barn burner for sure. Both teams played so well. It was all Georgia Southern. Don't forget, that first half was dominant. UAB had no answers on the offensive end, but they really got it going, and the momentum really is pretty even. Both offenses look great.
What a first half, 269 yards. Total offense for the Eagles. Leanna Gay is standing by with Eagles head coach Clay Helton.
Coach, you came out aggressive and you did not go down without a fight in the end of that second quarter. What can you say about the resilience of your team?
Well, we said this was going to be a 15-round fist fight, and just to keep swinging, keep fighting, and go back and forth. And I like the kids' poise coming back in that last 2-minute drive.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Danny?
This has been a boxing match indeed. UAB got punched in the mouth in the first quarter, fought their way back in the second. Georgia Southern showing some fight in the final moments of the second quarter. They lead 28-22. We'll talk first half stats and more after the break on ESPN+. Back on ESPN+, set to begin the second half between Georgia Southern and UAB. The Eagles a 28-22 lead over the Blazers. We saw our own Leanna Gay speak with Blazers head coach Trent Dilfer. It took us some time to get it going, but it seems like Coach Dilfer's starting to figure it out.
Yeah.
Eagles will receive from the 5. Cobb drops it and picks it back up. Has a hole, rather, DeAndre Buchanan, the freshman, spinning his way through. A flag is out as well. What a run.
A lot just happened on that play.
Holding. Return team number 39. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down, Georgia Southern.
Reed Dedman with the holding call.
Here it is, number 15.
It's a true freshman in DeAndre Buchanan,
First down, 10 yards
by
to
the
go
way.
for the Eagles
Yeah.
at the 15-yard
But
line.
once again, it's another big-time return, a big-time play for the Eagles that gets halted because of penalties. Coach Helton told us that he worked with the team, tried to re-educate them throughout the week. But the Eagles will start from the 15. Jalen White the carry. There's White as you were looking for, David. But in the first half, White didn't really get many yards at all. It's been more of the passing game that's been taking over. Let's look at the first half stats.
Well, that's the big thing that jumps out to me is somehow without Jalen White being really that involved, Georgia Southern was still able to find 268 total yards.
Screenplay to J.J. McAfee on second down, gets across the 20. Jalen White didn't really have many carries in the first half, but it was O.J. Arnold that stepped up in the second. Arnold had a rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown.
And 6 yards to go from the 19-yard line.
Third down and 6 from the 19.
Burgess has been the target on third down.
Put in motion. Brin throws. McAfee the catch. And he'll get the first down. McAfee getting his hand out to the 26-yard line. Gain of 7 there on the reception.
5 catches now for McAfee. He's been very involved in the passing game.
The tight end is almost, I won't say an underrated spot, but a unique hybrid position because you got to learn how to block as well as be able to make catches.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're Travis Kelce, a lot of times the tight ends just don't get the love they deserve.
Travis Kelce didn't get any love. He didn't play on Thursday. Brin on first down. Throws far side to Quealy, gets to the 30. Do you think that Travis Kelce would have been a difference maker for the Chiefs on Thursday night?
Oh, they would have won the game with Travis Kelce. Good defense there on the edge. Magnus Williams closing out on Quealy.
Game of 4, you see Bryn's numbers. See if that's going to be false start on Pishon Wembley. It is. Sophomore left guard.
Offense, 74, 5 yards, second down.
5th penalty tonight for Georgia Southern, David.
Coach Helton, and you talked about it. We asked him about this whenever they played the Citadel. Penalties was really the biggest downside of that game. What did they do to fix it? Coach Helton, he was confident that their team was ready. They, went back on some fundamentals. Yet again, struggling. 40 yards given up in penalties.
2nd and 11. White up the middle, has a hold. Jalen White spinning out across the 40 for a first down, and that's the biggest rushing yard play that White's had tonight.
Well, watch Pishon Wembley. He gets to the second level, able to seal up and create the tunnel for White. Khalil Crowder also the guard pulling to the left side.
That's right there is how you answer back from the penalty. White again stays on his feet across midfield. Did he get enough for another first down? He will. Eagles moving the chains.
The lanes that this offensive line is creating for Jalen White at the moment are huge.
Now you see White getting some production. 5 carries, 24 yards. Fresh at the downs. 48. White bounces outside. May have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Everett Rusall Jr. making the tackle. True freshman from Atlanta, Georgia.
I love the emphasis that Georgia Southern is putting on giving the ball to Jalen White, the best player on this offense. 3 straight plays, the ball's been handed off to him.
No gain. Bryn on 2nd down. Great protection. Now throws it out of bounds at Hood, the intended receiver.
Blanket coverage, one high safety. Nobody was open. The right read by Bryn to just get that out of there. He's been very clean. That's the other thing. Throughout that first half, I thought he did a good job of not forcing things. I mean, the one turnover, again, really wasn't even his fault.
The Eagles have been effective on 3rd down, 6 for 7. Good in motion on 3rd and 10. Bryn looking deep, scrambles, throws. Arnold with the catch. O.J. Arnold has been doing everything offensively for the Eagles. First down.
Well, great job. Bryn just improvises. And then Arnold, great job recognizing Bryn needs somebody to get it to.
He can run, he can catch, he can pass. What can he not do? Arnold. Short gain on the handoff. 5th carry on the night. The biggest thing that offensive coordinator Brian Ellis said about Arnold is that there's not much of a drop-off between him and Jalen White.
That's scary. Jalen White, Brian Ellis said it, he could be an NFL player. He is that good.
And a gain of 1 for Arnold. Play action. Brand. Shot! Got it! Hood just short of a touchdown. Caleb Hood, 3rd reception tonight.
He's special, isn't he? He is talented on the outside.
Eagles wasting no time. 1st and goal. Screen play to Hood. He wanted the touchdown. He got it.
You get advantage coverage. Burgess with a great block on the outside. Caleb Hood walks in, and if you're giving him that much cushion, the screen is going to be there.
12 plays, 85 yards, 5:04 taken off the clock. Second touchdown pass from Davis Brin. First touchdown reception from Caleb Hood this season. What a career the fifth-year senior has had with the Eagles. PAT is good by Michael Lance. 35-22, the Eagles lead. They strike first in the third quarter. Blazers will have the ball when we come back on ESPN+.
You get the double move. Caleb Hood, a great snag to get near the goal line. Brent tosses it back out to him, and he just walks in. Great job by Georgia Southern and Brian Ellis.
(35-22) Eagles lead. The Blazers look to retaliate. Leanna Gay has more on the Blazers.
Danny, the message on the sideline currently is do not let up. You have the players screaming it to each other to get it through their heads. UAB is currently learning how to be cohesive as a team and with a new coaching staff. There are 180 new people overall in the UAB football program, which can seem hard, but it's a daily investment to become family.
Thanks, Lee. That's one of the unique things for this side, for the Blazers, led by head coach Trent Dilfer. It's more than just the new players. It's just new operations, new staff. So it takes a minute, takes some growing pains to work on that communication and cohesiveness, but expect Coach Dilfer to get it down pat week by week.
And he's excited about the opportunity. Again, he is really pumped about the ability to be able to bring in 180 new people into the building and just grow as people, grow in relationships, and obviously win some football games.
Blazers will start from the Eagles 25. First and 10. Hand off to Jermaine Brown. Brown across the 30.
Jermaine Brown on the run.
TJ Smith with the shoestring tackle. I mean, when we talked with Coach Dilfer, David, he said that he absolutely loved this new phase of his life. You know, he talked about how sometimes when he would wake up and would travel to New York to ESPN to do the shows for the NFL, you know, he was a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Just didn't really enjoy it as much. Incomplete. Through the hands. Almost picked off.
Well defended by the Eagles, number 13.
But Coach Dilfer has said, David, that he wakes up every morning, 4:30, 5 o'clock, depending on how much it's snooze button. He's ready to go, and he loves this experience.
Well, I'll tell you what, that could have been a pick for Isaac Walker. It went straight through his hands.
3rd and 6, catch is made. Strap Hooks gets a first down, tackled at the end by Marquez Watson Trent.
I think they have to get Hooks the ball more. He has high-end speed. Whenever he catches it in space, it's a nightmare for defenses.
First down, 10 yards to go at the 41.
Fresh out of down, Zeno going near side. Palmer following his blockers across midfield. Ball's out the end. The play was called dead as Palmer went down. Found the word I was looking for. Coach Dilfer didn't have as much fun in his previous couple of experiences and jobs that he's had, but he has had so much fun being the head coach for the Blazers. I don't know why it took me so much to figure out what I was going to say.
Man. Words are hard.
On first down, Zeno broke through one tackle but ran right into 2 Eagles. MJ Stroud leading the way.
The Eagles were not fooled at all. Look at Rhodes getting the tackle. MJ Stroud there as well.
I think Justin Rhodes will be an early candidate for number 0 next week for the Eagles.
The way he's been playing, absolutely. I mean, dominating.
A loss of 2. Zeno on second down. All kinds of time in the pocket. Now scrambles, sliding. And that's going to be a late hit.
Yep. Georgia Southern fans do not like this call. Refs discussing. Here's another look. Zeno can't find anybody open.
Dead ball. Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Late hit. Defense. 15 yards from the end of the run. Automatic. First down.
Seemed like Condry Jackson caught a break because there's not going to be a review for targeting.
Yeah, I mean, that's the right call. It was clearly late contact. Obviously, It wasn't anything crazy, not ill intent, but with the new rules in college football, that is a late hit.
The biggest thing, a 6 penalty for the Eagles, 55 yards, and giving the Blazers the first down from the 31. Zeno in the pistol formation, handoff to Isaiah Jacobs. Jacobs, what a run! Jacobs stays on his feet before he gets tripped up at the 6. Another big run for the Blazers. And not giving Eagles any time to get together. Hurry up offense, 1st and goal. Jacobs, tackle from behind by Kadri Jackson.
Big time stop there. But how about this run? This was all set up by Quez Yates and Brady Wilson. Both pulled their defenders back, and Jacobs did the rest. Couple of juke moves. 10 seconds later, next thing you know, UAB's on the goal line.
That was a 25-yard gain from Isaiah Jacobs. 8 carries for 47 yards and also a rushing touchdown. 2nd and goal from the 5.
They got both backs in.
Palmer in motion. They'll pitch it out to Brown. Can he get to the outside? No. Stopped at the end. Tyrell Davis and Demel Hickman on the stop.
Demel Hickman, the DB, who I felt needed to have a really big game in the secondary for Georgia Southern to do a good job on the defensive end. Great play. I mean, he saves this from being a touchdown. And great pursuit to the ball.
3rd and goal. From the 3. False start. Will Parker, the left tackle.
5 yards. 3rd down.
The 2nd penalty on Parker in this game.
This one hurts. Yeah, and I mean, that one's easy to call. That's a big penalty for UAB. I'm wondering, Danny, this is 2-down territory, though. Would not be surprised if Dilfer goes for it if they don't get it here.
Clock winding down the 3rd, under 6 minutes to go. Ball placed at the 8. Still 3rd and goal, play clock at 4.
The Eagles aren't ready on defense, but neither is UAB.
And Zeno got the timeout called off in time. Power Paulson starting to come alive. 5:25 to go. It's 3rd and goal for the Blazers when we come back on ESPN+. Back on ESPN+, it's 3rd and goal for the Blazers following their timeout. If you're head coach Trent Dilfer, what was the message in the huddle, David?
Well, I'm curious to know if they're going to go for it on 4th if they don't get it here, but I think we got to block well, and whatever you do, protect the football.
First road game of the year for head coach Trent Dilfer. First season with the Blazers. Clay Helton in year 2 with the Eagles. He's getting Paulson fired up. 3rd and goal from the 8. Zeno throws outside, catch made, hooks, touchdown, Blazers. Strap hooks, 2nd touchdown of the season.
This was all strap hooks. A great job after the catch, making a move to score. But he ran a little zig route. First looked like a slant, then he popped back out. Tough to cover, and a great play call, understanding it was man coverage.
What a response from the Blazers. 10 plays, 75 yards, 4.5 minutes taken off the clock. PAT is good by Matt Quinn, 35-29. David, both coaches said this was going to be a battle. It was going to be a boxing match, a 15-round boxing match in the words of Coach Helton. And I agree. It's been back and forth. Every time the Eagles punch, the Blazers find a way to punch back.
This is a fight, but look at that. They motioned him inside and then hooks.
Ooh.
Beautiful move on Jalen Denton. A little sidestep inside. Good, clean pocket. Zeno delivers it on time. And that's just a great job and great anticipation from Zeno and hooks.
This is a prime example of Trent Dilfer's figure it outness, and Leanna Gay has more on that. Apologies for technical difficulties. We'll go back down the lead in a moment. But Trent Dilfer figuring it out. 6-point game inside Paulson.
They just need to stop. Now, Danny, the offense has looked good since the second quarter.
It'll be a matter of which defense can step up. We saw how the Eagles defense was able to punch the Blazers in the mouth on the first play from scrimmage. And this is more of a squib kick from the Blazers. A decent return. Runner out around the 35-yard line.
Yeah, a little pooch kick. We've seen some deadly returns from Cobb and Buchanan. Obviously, a couple of flags that set them back, but the special teams from Georgia Southern has returned them well. That's likely why.
Big first down, 10 yards to go for the Eagles at the 35-yard line.
Eagles will start from the 35. 4 receivers set, 2 on each side. Bren on play action. Throws in the middle, has an open man near midfield, and that's Marcus Sanders, his first reception on the season.
This play does not work unless Brent has time. Watch, he has to let Sanders get past Bratton on that crossing route until he can fire it.
What a cross route as well from the sophomore from Montezuma, Georgia. Fresh set it down, hand off to White. He bounces to the other side, stays on his feet. I think it's brought down about the 46-yard line.
I think the craziest thing about Jalen White, you see how fast he is, but then you see him hit somebody. He has some pop whenever he runs.
It's the yards after contact that's been really what separated Jalen White from other running backs. I mean, a 6-foot, 215-pound power back. Also listed on the top 100 freaks of the season. Bryn, it's a low throw to White. Did he have possession? He did. Third down.
I thought this one might have hit the ground. Bryn, good job surveying. Oh, yeah. Looked like it did.
It seemed like he may have gotten away with one.
Yeah.
And it is a loss of yardage, loss of 1 there. 3rd and 5. The Eagles nearly perfect on 3rd down, 7 for 8. Bryn throws in the middle, caught. Dalen Cobb gets a first down for the Eagles. Taken down at the 35. Ball is actually placed at the 36. But a flag is out.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense, number 1. 15 yards from the end of the run. Automatic. First down.
Colby Dempsey getting called for the face mask.
And it was on the other side of where the play happened. On Caleb Hood, you're not going to see it here. Good job by Cobb. UAB brought an extra blitzer. The O-line picked it up well.
Penalty puts the Eagles at the 21. Hood in motion. Bryn will fake the reverse to Hood. Bryn will carry. Oh, look at Bryn spinning out of traffic. He may have gotten a yard or two, but it just looks like some of these Eagles players can play multiple positions on the field.
Well, they fake the sweep to Hood. Watch this from Bryn. Whoop. Nice little spin, only gets about a yard.
Bryn does have a rushing touchdown on the night. Eagles in the red zone. It's only a gain of 1.
Watch the top of your screen here. Press coverage. Both sides.
All right, Romo. See if they go to him. Second down. Bryn. Pocket collapsing. Throws incomplete. J.J. McAfee out on the outside of that play, too.
Bryn looked that way, but a really good job of that interior defensive line. Fish McWilliams getting in to put the pressure on him. Look at that rush. And multiple Blazers in on the action.
Also got hit from behind by Ike Rowell.
Yeah.
3rd and 9. Bryn throws, has a man. Cobb gets the first down, tripped up at the 7.
Great pass protection yet again. This time, they fired both linebackers off, Jackson Bratton and Damian Miller, but it didn't matter.
Puts the ball at the 8-yard line. 1st and goal. 12-yard reception from the sophomore Cobb. His 3rd catch tonight. Empty backfield for Bryn. Oh, pitch inside to Burgess. And Burgess tries to scamper for some extra yards. The ball may have gone out. The Blazers say they haven't.
Burgess Jr.
And
wow.
it will be possession Blazers on the fumble.
Here it is. Burgess gets tripped up. Can't see from that view. We'll rewind it. Burgess able to stay up with that left hand. You can't see the ball right there. By the time the camera pans back over, the ball's already out. If there's not another camera angle to review this, and this might be a better look. Burgess goes down, and still hard to tell.
Yeah, it is hard to tell. I mean, it looks like from that angle that Burgess' knee went down before the ball left, but we can't really see where the ball left him.
Here's the problem. Oh, it's, oh, man, that is tough.
There you go.
You see the ball actually get punched out. The question is, obviously, is that knee down? There appeared to be a clear recovery from the Blazers.
Well, the officials will review it, and we'll take a commercial break. We'll find out the ruling when we come back on ESPN+. So the call will stand. It will be a fumble from the Eagles recovered by the Blazers. It was Michael Fairbanks who punched the ball out from Burgess underneath. And now a prime opportunity for the Blazers to work their way downfield. They'll start from the 7, 1:33 to go in the quarter.
And this is what they needed, Danny, a big turnover.
Zeno, handoff, just shy of the 10. Another carry by Jermaine Brown Jr., the senior. Gain of 2.
How about the back and forth battle between these two teams?
As both coaches said, it was going to be a dogfight. It's going to be a 15-round boxing match. And we still have one more quarter to go. Under a minute. Empty backfield for Zeno. Throws. And catch made by Bryce Damus. Hangs on to it tightly. First down, Blazers.
Heavy coverage. Jackson and Watson Trent right there on Damus.
Ball placed at the 18. Davis in motion. Brown. The handoff may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Justin Rhodes along with Latrell Bullard.
Second down and 10 yards to go.
No gain. 5 seconds. The Blazers won't get the playoff. After 3 quarters, Georgia Southern 35-29 over UAB, but the Blazers are rolling. On to the 4th we go on ESPN+. Back on ESPN+, 4th quarter set to begin in Paulson Stadium. The Eagles a 35-29 lead over UAB. A chance for head coach Trent Dilfer in his first road contest and what he calls figure it outness. Can the Blazers figure it out here in the 4th, down by 6. 2nd and 10 from the 18. Jacob Zeno, the quarterback. To jet sweep to strap Hooks, and Hooks get the first down and then some, push out the 35. Well, the Gay has more on Coach Dilfer's figure it outness.
Danny, at UAB, they have a concept called the Dilfer answer. The Dilfer answer is simply figure it outness. When challenges arrive, they don't complain, they only find solutions. All UAB knows is to find a solution and not dwell on the problem. Blazers head coach Trent Dilfer mentioned that they feel like they have a superpower. He also noted that challenges fuel them. It's not their kryptonite. And Danny, as we can see today, they love to face challenges.
Thanks, Lee. Zeno lets it go. Was intended for Rudolph. Latrell Bullard getting back there in time. The biggest, I love the quote that was in the locker room for Coach Dilfer that said, no problems, only solutions.
Yeah. I also love the one that says, be uncomfortable. I mean, that is something you don't hear preached a lot, but they are embracing the fact that it's going to be tough to win a college football game.
In enemy territory in Paulson Stadium, where the power in Paulson has been electric all throughout the night. Fresh set of downs. Correction, 2nd and 10. Zeno throws around the middle, has Rudolph, and Rudolph gets to midfield. Another first down for the Blazers.
You are getting to see the speed of these outside receivers right now. Zeno, good ball, and a missed tackle by the linebacker of Georgia Southern.
Zeno continues to be effective. 77% completion on the night. We're now 78, going 25 for 32. And the 49. Zeno, pressure coming, goes to Rudolph again. Rudolph tripped up at the end by Tyrell Davis.
Pass complete to number 7, Samario Rudolph.
Rudolph had more turf to run to as well. That was a good tackle by Davis. Again, get your players out open in space, a quick little screen, and there's a speed. That's a big-time tackle, because if not, that might be 15 more yards.
Gain of 6. Second and 4. See Zeno's line in the air and on the ground. Zeno back to pass. Pressure coming. Gets it out. Intercepted. T.J. Smith. A big turnover for the Eagles.
T.J. Smith, the transfer from Kansas State. Right place, right time. Not sure exactly where Zeno was wanting to go with the football. I mean, just a poor throw. He has scrambled out of the pocket. Oh, and you see, he was going to number 11. Man, what a great job by Smith just to sit there in coverage.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness.
15 yards from the end of the return. First down, Georgia Southern.
Well, after Smith recorded the interception, he was almost suplexed and body slammed to the ground, forcing the unnecessary roughness here. Look at this again.
Here it is, yeah. I mean, a vicious tackle on TJ Smith.
Tight end Dallas Payne called on that penalty. Emotions can get high in these moments. And Coach Helton has said when emotions go up, decision-making goes down. Georgia Southern first down from the 38. Davis Brand, quick fire to Caleb Hood, short of the 30.
Caleb Hood. Gain of 7 yards.
They brought a
7-yard
rush
gain.
from Bratton.
Down 3 yards to
Good
go
recognition
from the
from Brand.
35-yard line.
This has been a quarterback battle. Brand 30 for 38, 267 yards. 2nd and 3. Play action. Bren throws, has an open man. J.J. McAfee tackled inside the 15. Eagles in the red zone.
He's been good, hasn't he? J.J. McAfee. I mean, so consistent. Slips out again. Look at number 9. I mean, nobody guarding him. Wide open.
The ball at the 19-yard line. 6 reception for McAfee tonight. Bren to screen to Arnold. Arnold cuts inside, gets to about the 10. Taken down at the end by Kendall Johnson. Also Ike Rao there. Only a gain of 4. From the 10 on 2nd down. Bryn quickly throws it on the outside to Caleb Hood. He gets wrapped up, and he'll be shy of a first down.
Tried to go quick. UAB sniffed it out. Good tackle by Rusaw.
Bryn, 3rd down and 2. Multiple tight ends up front with the linemen, Bo Johnson and Ethan Deerham on the left side of your screen. 3rd and 2. White up the middle. Touchdown Eagles.
The 3rd rushing touchdown in this game. 1 from Arnold, 1 from Brand, and now Jalen White. Just a little trap play right up the middle. Good job by the guards and Crowder and Pishon Wembley. Man, the air in this building is different. UAB gets the fumble, and then all of a sudden, Georgia Southern flips it on its head.
Everybody getting involved for the Eagles. We've seen rushing touchdowns and passing touchdowns alike. And it seems like the Eagles will go for 2. If they connect here, it will be a 14-point game. On the conversion, Bryn, shovel pass inside. McAfee gets it. 43-29 Eagles.
And the defense wasn't horrible, but a good play design obviously started off Jalen White getting the touchdown, and then J.J. McAfee able to get the 2-point conversion. Just pure will, diving over defenders. Georgia Southern up 14.
It is rocking inside Paulson Stadium. 20,103 fans inside the prettiest little stadium in America. Georgia Southern, a 2-touchdown lead, 43-29 over the Blazers. Kick sailing out of bounds. Blazers will start from the 25. What needs to happen here for UAB on this next drive, David?
Obviously, no more turnovers, but you have to play with a sense of urgency. A year ago, 10 minutes in college football felt like an eternity, but now with the rule change in the first downs, you do not get the amount of possessions you used to get. So UAB, go fast, get in that hurry-up offense, and try to get that defense back on the field.
With an interception that halted the Blazers' momentum in their last drive. Zeno on first down, throwing it out to Brown. Jermaine Brown across the 30, taken down about the 32.
They got to go. I mean, continue to run that hurry-up offense, and that's what's worked for them anyways. That is when they had the most success.
Gain of 8. Correction, gain of 7, 2nd and 3, that is. Zeno. Patience in the pocket. Palmer couldn't hang on.
That throw behind Palmer as well. Zeno's going to want that one back. I mean, just a simple mesh route. Yeah, and it's thrown to that left hand. Got to put that ball in front of him.
Third and 3. Blazers 7 of 10 on third downs. Zeno. Pressure coming. Zeno scrambles. Ball went out. As Zeno went out of bounds, he will not get the first. He'll be about a yard short. Pushed out by Kadri Jackson.
Fourth down.
So there were 2 holding calls on the guards, Luke Jones and Quez Yates.
If Zeno gets his ball out quickly, he had an open receiver. It was TJ Jones. And interesting, Danny, Coach Helton letting it be 4th and 1 instead of pushing him back for about 3rd and 11, 12.
Well, more interesting, the Blazers are going to go for it on 4th and short. Eagles trying to get their personnel out quickly. Zeno under center. It's a quick handoff and a flag, or rather, correction, Georgia Southern calling a timeout in time. First timeout from the Eagles. We'll take a quick commercial break. They'll talk things over to see if they can stop the Blazers on 4th and 1. And rather go to a commercial break. We're going to stick it right here for you folks because, I mean, with a matchup this close, we don't want to go anywhere.
Well, good timeout by Coach Helton, too, because that was easily a first down and more. Tried to run the little jet sweep. Let's see what offensive coordinator Alex Mortensen draws up.
Well, you see the struggles for UAB since 2017. Just 1-5 in week 2 games. We're also celebrating 1 year of week 2 from last season where the Sun Belt put themselves on the map. We saw upsets, Marshall taking out Notre Dame, Georgia Southern over Nebraska. 4th down again, the pitch is fumbled. Another turnover on downs. This Eagles defense is electric.
The Blazers had it, Danny. That was going to be a first down. There's plenty of space on that right side. Luckily, a bobble handle, a bobble flip actually by Zeno. It just slipped out of his hand. I mean, everybody committed to the jet sweep. And that one is going to hurt for head coach Trent Dilfer.
The Eagles can score here on this drive. They'll likely put it away. I mean, you see Georgia Southern continuing their momentum in tackles for loss. 6 against the Citadel, 7 tonight against the Blazers. The Eagles will have it from the 21. Davis Brin fakes the toss, throws, has McAfee, and it's a first down for the Eagles.
Good read by Brin. He had a chance to take a shot for Burgess too, though. He was open, had a step. Oh. He was out of bounds.
He may have gotten away with one.
Yeah.
And also, it's going to be short of the first down. 2nd and 1. Hand off to Arnold. Whistle's blown.
On the field is a completed catch. The previous play is under review.
Announcer's curse?
Maybe.
Tom McAfee may have gotten away with that.
We spoke too soon. Pretty obvious.
Yeah, it's going to be overturned. We will, however, wait for the official ruling. But with that clear evidence, it should be overturned.
And the only case you could make if you're Georgia Southern is he didn't have possession until that toe was only inbounds.
Even though it might be ruled incomplete, how important has J.J. McAfee been to the offense? We'll find out after this review.
After review, the ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. The runner's foot was out of bounds when he caught the ball. 2nd down from the 21.
So the call was reversed, but David, how about McAfee getting involved offensively tonight?
He's been good. 7 receptions, 54 yards. I mean, just consistent. That's what you're getting out of McAfee game in and game out. He's a good route runner. He's a good blocker. He has sure hands. He also has a lot of length.
McAfee, 6'3", a 6-year senior from Charleston, South Carolina. It's actually going to be just 6 catches from McAfee since the reception was overturned, but still, it's been McAfee and Caleb Hood, along with Derwin Burgess getting involved offensively. Hood and McAfee, 6 receptions, Burgess with 8. 2nd and 10, 9 minutes to go in the 4th. Arnold in motion. Brin throws in the middle. There's McAfee's 7th reception, but he won't get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of yardage.
That was the play design, but if Brent flips that out for Arnold, he had space. He also had blockers out in front.
And 10 yards to go.
Rather no gain. 3rd and 10.
Blazers want to back Georgia Southern up. Not be surprised if you see the inside blitz from both linebackers.
Handoff, or rather Brin, another quarterback keep. He'll run out of bounds at the 19-yard line. So the Eagles, no production there on that drive.
Well, Brin tried to keep it. Was able to hold Morris off for a little bit. Now it's up to the kicker. I mean, if you can separate this by 3 scores, that makes it an uphill climb and then some for UAB to get back into this one.
It's already a 2-touchdown game. Michael Lance can put this one away here. 36-yard field goal try. Lance puts it up, and it is good. 46-29 Eagles. 7:26 to go in the 4th. First field goal on the night for Michael Lance. He remains a perfect 3 for 3 on the season. How will the Blazers respond? Find out after the break on ESPN+. Eagles extend their lead to 17, 46-29. Davis Brin, almost 300 yards in the air, 2 touchdowns. Had that interception in the first half, but other than that, Brin continuing to be effective and consistent here on the night.
Through the first 2 games, it's safe to say Davis Brin has been really solid. He's a guy that you can trust. The experience is there. We've talked about it throughout the night. But Davis Brin has some talent, too. It's not just experience.
Well, Clay Helton, the Eagles head coach, said that Bryn was really poised in last week's match against the Citadel. And he's remained poised here tonight. Ball got out to the 20 from the Blazers. If you're Jacob Zeno, you got to go for some deep shots down the field.
You got to score, and you got to score quick. I mean, down by 3 scores, it's going to be tough.
7:22 to go. Blazers will actually start from the 17. Zeno throws around the middle, pass is caught. Rudolph across the 30 and a first down. Well, that's one way to get the drive started. Hurry up offense. Zeno taking a deeper shot, has a man. Fred Ferrier, his first catch on the night, inside the 10, and gets tackled inside the 5. A touchdown-saving tackle by Shamar Bartholomew. And how about that? The first reception for Ferrier. It's a deep ball and carries it all the way. And the Blazers is a couple of yards from scoring.
Ferrier ran right up the seam, and nobody guarded him. Looked like a miscommunication between the safety and the corner.
First and goal from the 2 on the left hash. Brown, 8 up from behind. The passing game has been there for the Blazers, but it has been challenging on the run.
Look at this. Ferrier, he just runs right up the seam. Bartholomew not there to cover, then beats the safety. And luckily, Georgia Southern still tackles him.
Zeno on second down, goes outside the Rudolph, but he is short of a touchdown. That ball from Zeno to Ferrier, that was a 67-yard play.
That's what they needed. You said it, Danny, a big play.
Third and goal from the 1. Zeno pushing his way in. Touchdown Blazers.
Touchdown UAB.
David, you said the Blazers needed to score and score fast. Well, 4 plays and 80 yards. 5 plays, that is, in just a minute and 37 seconds.
That was perfect. That is exactly what they needed to do on this drive. And Fred Ferrier, he had 4 receptions, 54 yards last week. Surprising that was his first touch.
Seems like the Blazers are going to go for it again. This 2-point conversion. Harrison Barker, he's the 3rd string quarterback for the Blazers. Georgia Southern will call a timeout. They're second in the half.
Timeout. Georgia Southern. Their second. It will be 30 seconds.
This will give Clay Held and also defensive coordinator Brandon Bailey to figure out what they can do here, because UAB did this in the first half and what was at the time a 22-21 lead when they converted it.
And you don't know how many plays they have out of that interesting formation. But if they can get this, bring it within single digits, obviously you need a quick stop.
5 plays, 83 yards, 1:37 taken off the clock.
Let's see if the figure it outness is going to work in this game, Danny. If Dilfer can figure this one out, and I'll be a surprised man. Not that he can't do it, but down by 3 scores with around 7 minutes left, that is tough.
Anything is possible. I've seen stranger things in college football. But first, let's see if the Blazers can convert this 2-point conversion. It's Barker at quarterback. Barker throws, intercepted. Cam Williams brings it down, and that time the Blazers cannot convert.
Barker wanted Palmer on an outside post route.
Formation. Offense.
The post corner from Palmer got absolutely jumped. Great defense. But a good job by Zeno to get the score in. Quick drive, Now it's up to the defense.
46-35 Eagles, 5:45 to go in the fourth on ESPN+. Back on ESPN+, an onside kick was taken by the Blazers. It's recovered by the Eagles up front by Josh Dallas. Let's look at this again.
And they tried it. Good job by Dallas to make a jump on it, though. And that's crucial. If UAB got that, this game would look completely different.
So that puts Georgia Southern in great field position. Back-to-back home games to kick off the 2023 season. A 34-0 shutout last week against the Citadel Bulldogs. A boxing match tonight against the UAB Blazers, 46-35. The Eagles will start from the 43. Davis Brin throws across the middle. Dalen Cobb gets smothered by 3 defenders. Short of a first down, they'll have to step off the field for a play.
Can't say enough about the way Davis Brin operates and goes to work game in and game out. Another great performance. Over 300 yards.
I was going to say that completion now puts Brin over 300 for the night. A gain of 7. Play clock winding down. Comes a blitz by the Blazers, throwing the outside the hood, wrapped up and tackled out of bounds. Another first down for the Eagles.
This is what makes Georgia Southern so good. You have a poised quarterback, and you have the talent on the perimeter to run routes like that.
7th reception for Hood, 63 yards and a touchdown on the night. Clock stopped at 4:58. An injury timeout as the officials checking on B.J. Mays. While we have a moment, it is officially 1 year since the Sun Belt put college football on notice. It was a statement Saturday 1 year ago. The Eagles 45-42 over Nebraska at Memorial Stadium. Marshall on the road at Notre Dame. And Appalachian State 17-14 over 6th-ranked Texas A&M.
Man, 2 top 10 upsets. The App State A&M game. Marshall Notre Dame was crazy. But of course, Georgia Southern beating Nebraska. That might have been the best game of them all. Probably was. Kyle Van Treese, the big-time game.
And also, while we were looking at this graphic, more history being made for Georgia Southern. It is official. After that reception, Caleb Hood, the all-time receiving yards leader in Eagles history.
Wow. I mean, what a mark for Caleb Hood. What a person, what a player. So much talent, and he rightly deserves it.
One of the leaders in the wide receiver room as a slot receiver. He was 66 yards away entering tonight. He had 71 and a touchdown off of 7 catches. 4:30 to go in regulation. Hood in motion. Brin rolling right, fires to McAfee. 8th catch on the night for J.J. McAfee, the 6-year tight end. Blazers call their second timeout. I mean, at this point, Dave, if the Eagles can score one more touchdown, take some more time off the clock, they'll put this game away.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, 2 scores, they're already sitting very comfortable. But there it is. 1,860 career receiving yards.
All 5 years with Georgia Southern. And when you think about that, Georgia Southern over their 41 years of history has mainly been a triple option team. Back in the FCS days, in the mid-'80s, led by Irk Russell. winning national championships in 85, 86, and 89. Monty Sharp, a part of that group. And now there's a new leader in receiving yards in Eagles history, Caleb Hood. Also with the new air raid offense, being able to help propel his way to the top. He is a playmaker through and through. Out of the Blazers timeout, 2nd and 5 from the 23. Bryn under center. Handoff, Jalen White has a hole inside the 15. And when you're trying to defend the pass so many times, it opens up space in the run game.
His burst from the backfield, another great block. Khalil Crowder, the guard, sealing the edge. Jalen White, you give him space to run, he's going to cover ground in no time.
Blazers will use their final timeout. So for the Blazers, it's the first road test for head coach Trent Dilfer. Following tonight, looking at the upcoming schedule for UAB, they'll return home. They'll host another Sun Belt Conference opponent in Louisiana. Then how about this for a tough task? At number 1 UGA on the 23rd, and then you open up AAC play against Tulane. Back-to-back games on the road. It's going to be a challenge for Trent Dilfer.
That is a really tough 2-week span. Obviously, UGA in and of itself is one of the hardest tests you're going to get in college football. But then to go on the road and play Tulane right after, they got their hands full.
It's good that the Blazers will have 2 weeks following their game against Louisiana to prep for the Bulldogs. Out of the timeout, White on first down, up the middle. Georgia Southern has a challenge. Their first road game coming up next Saturday. They'll go to Wisconsin. We talked about the statement that the Eagles made at Nebraska last year. Can lightning strike twice?
I think it can. I mean, this is a really talented Georgia Southern team. I would not put it past them to upset Wisconsin.
The defense able to force some turnovers, offensively putting up 46 points on the night. If they can have this same offensive production and limit the turnovers and some of the plays that we saw in the first, the Eagles may have a shot.
Oh, I agree.
Another handoff to White on 2nd and 9. He gets tackled from behind. Tackle for loss by the outside linebacker, Desmond Little.
Tackled by Desmond Little.
Little, haven't really said his name at all. Transfer from LSU. Getting in on the action.
3 minutes to go. With the loss, it'll be 3rd and 17. Correction, 3rd and 16. The Eagles need to get the ball about the 3-yard line. From the 19, Bryn throws to Hood. Hood taken down quickly. And the Eagles are going to let time burn off the clock before bringing out the field goal unit.
Rusaw's been everywhere in this game. Obviously, the big thing there was just not to turn the ball over. UAB out of timeouts. They'll let this clock drain down.
What a battle. Georgia Southern, first play from scrimmage defensively, forcing a fumble. Scoring 2 touchdowns early on. We've seen some trick plays. O.J. Arnold, a touchdown pass. Also a rushing touchdown on the night. Caleb Hood, the new all-time receiving yard leader in Eagles history. The Eagles will call their final timeout. Not only did the Eagles hold up the road test next week against Wisconsin, they'll stay on the road. They'll also have Ball State. And then when they come back home, the Eagles open up Sun Belt Conference play against Coastal Carolina, and then the hunt begins for a Sun Belt Conference championship.
The Sun Belt is so good this year. It's going to be fun to watch Georgia Southern play teams like Coastal Carolina, obviously with Grayson McCall. and Georgia State. I mean, that's always a fun matchup. App State to end your season. We know what happened last year.
Even James Madison. Look at what the Dukes did. They beat Virginia.
They beat UVA.
At Virginia. We saw that. We saw Texas State beat Baylor last week.
Yeah.
The Sun Belt is not playing around.
No.
If there was a chance to, because the Pac-12 is pretty much done.
Yeah.
Like everybody, there's only 2 teams left going into 2024. There should be a petition to put the Sun Belt as a new Power 5 conference. 37-yard field goal, good by Michael Lance. Back to a 2-score game, 1:36 remaining. Eagles lead 49-35. More when we come back on ESPN Plus. I don't know what kind of riz that guy in the cowboy hat has, but I need to get some pointers.
Man, the cowboy hat. It's crazy.
My man is living life, enjoying this 49-35 Eagles lead. Probably texting his friend for plans post-game.
He's probably watching Texas-Bama.
He's keeping up with the scores. I mean, we were looking at some scores during the commercial break. We almost had another upset in the Sun Belt Conference. North Carolina edged out Appalachian State 40-34 in double overtime.
And App State, they're one of those teams where it feels like every year they have some type of upset to almost get UNC after they demolished South Carolina.
I mean, that's what happened last year. App almost beat North Carolina in Boone. You can't sleep on App State. You can't sleep on any team in the Sun Belt Conference because you just never know when someone can pull out an upset.
And just wait. Next week, Georgia Southern facing Wisconsin.
It's called the Fun Belt for a reason, David.
You love saying that, the Fun Belt.
Well, yes. I mean, I've had some fun tonight.
Oh, absolutely. It is fun. I agree with you.
You're looking at over 80 points scored tonight in Paulson, 84 to be exact.
This Georgia Southern team, man, they are something special. And under Clay Helton, the new direction he has taken this program, there's a lot to look forward to.
Offense running well. 465 yards of total offense, led by Davis Brin, 318 yards in the air. Here's Jacob Zeno on first down. Gets it out quickly to Isaiah Jacobs across the 40 and runs out of bounds. You got to give some credit to Jacob Zeno as well. 31 for 40 and over 350 yards with 2 touchdowns.
He played great. The problem he had tonight was the turnovers. I mean, they were so big and so crucial in pivotal moments. That's the difference in this game.
Zeno throws on second down, has Palmer tackled inside the 35. Another thing as well that was challenging for the Blazers, the edge rushers for the Eagles, putting pressure on Zeno in the first half.
Oh, the edge rushers were terrific, and that's something Coach Helton talked to us about, even Coach Bailey.
Zeno throws again. Incomplete. Throwing that ball in triple coverage. And Justin Myers in the mix out there. Palmer has been getting some looks. He actually leads the Blazers 6 receptions, 102 yards. He's the only 100-yard receiver from either side tonight.
Him and Strap Hooks both played really well.
2nd and 10 for Zeno. Throws near side. Reese Damas out of bounds. And there was a lot of positive moments from the Blazers throughout the night. I mean, when you get, I said shell-shocked earlier, but when you just get caught off guard in the first 2 drives and you still find a way to make it a 1-possession game by halftime, it's great resiliency. And how about the sack and the fumble recovery for Isaac Walker? And that will do it.
That's a great summary of this game. Isaac Walker and company, Justin Rhodes. This D-line is a force to be reckoned with, Danny, in the Sun Belt. Trent Dilfer, conversation with the refs, but man, defensive coordinator Brandon Bailey and Coach Helton tried to tell us just how dangerous these dudes were, and we found out.
Even coordinator Brandon Bailey hit his mark. That's the third turnover from this Eagles defense.
And you look at this game statistically, this was so even. The difference again was the turnovers, and that's what Coach Bailey talked about. We get 3 turnovers, we think we have a good chance to win this ball game.
I mean, Coach Helton said the same thing. I mean, one of the keys to the game was to limit turnovers, and said if we don't shoot ourselves in the foot, we're going to review the fumble. But Coach Helton said if we don't shoot ourselves in the foot, the offense is going to score points, and boy, have they.
Almost dropped a 50 bomb.
We're going to review the fumble with 58 seconds to go in the fourth. Whether it was a fumble or it gets overturned, Isaac Walker, another edge rusher for the Eagles. He got the sack. He forced a fumble. I mean, what can you say overall about this Eagles defensive line, David?
I'll put it to you this way. Marquez Watson Trent, 114 tackles last season. We probably called his name 5 times in this broadcast. That's because this D-line was doing all the work. I mean, quite frankly, Watson Trent couldn't even make a tackle because there was a sack or a great play made by Rhodes. I mean, it was amazing.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed.
Georgia Southern, first down.
Well, the call stands. And Eagle Nation loving it. For the second consecutive week in a row, the power of Paulson has showed out. Two strong performances from the Eagles tonight. The first 2 games of the season. Goose Egg 34-0 against the Citadel Bulldogs. Tonight, a back-and-forth battle against the Blazers and head coach Trent Dilfer's first road matchup of the year. They're going to figure it out. Coach Dilfer preaches this figure-it-outness, the Dilfer way, the Dilfer answer. And there were some positive tonight for UAB. And they'll look to turn things around before hosting Louisiana next Saturday.
Without a doubt. I mean, this team will be fine. They're going to compete in a lot of games this year, and they're going to have a really bright future, especially under the helm of Trent Dilfer. But this is all Georgia Southern tonight, man. The way they came and just showed up.
Final play as Bryn takes a knee. Georgia Southern 49-35. 2 games in, a 2-0 record. Davis Bryn, 318 yards, 2 touchdowns, an interception. O.J. Arnold, a passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown. He had 3 catches. Correction, 2 catches. It was like watching Deebo Samuel out there on the field. And how about Caleb Hood? 8 catches, 70 yards, a touchdown. The all-time receiving yards leader in Eagles history.
So many great things happening tonight. I thought the run game is what set this game apart, though, for Georgia Southern. O.J. Arnold and Jalen White able to break out some really big runs, opened up that defense, and there was so much space. And, of course, the receiving corps did what they always do. They showed up.
Credit to the Blazers. Jacob Zeno, 33 for 43, 385 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. He was effective tonight, but as you mentioned, David, the biggest difference was the turnovers. The Eagles committed 2 turnovers, but defensive coordinator Brandon Bailey said if we can get 3, we're going to win some games. And the Eagles got 3 turnovers tonight.
And UAB, they had more total yards, 477, Georgia Southern's 462. But again, the big difference was the timely plays made on the defensive end.
Now the Eagles will turn their heads to Wisconsin next Saturday. It'll be their first road matchup of the year. UAB will head back home and get ready to face Louisiana. What a night inside Allen E. Paulson Stadium. Power Paulson showed out tonight. 20,103 fans. Eagle players enjoying the alma mater. 211 wins, Now inside Paulson Stadium, and our own Leanna Gay is standing by with quarterback Davis Brin and receiver Caleb Hood.
Davis, this is your first 300-plus passing yard game with Georgia Southern. What does that mean to you?
Well, first off, man, I just want to give glory to God. He was with us all night, and man, I enjoyed every moment. But it means the world. I mean, we've trained and worked so hard and had such great chemistry with these receivers, and this system is amazing. I'm blessed to be in it and blessed to have these guys to throw to.
And Davis, you've been a part of history tonight with Caleb Hood breaking records. How does that feel in your first season at Georgia Southern to be a part of this huge history?
It feels great. I mean, this guy's a stud. He's just absolute weapon and just playmaker. So I'm really, glad to be able to throw it to him.
Thanks, Davis, and congrats.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Want me out of here?
Caleb, you hold the all-time receiving yards for Georgia Southern now. What does that mean to you tonight?
I just want to say thank you to God, because without him, none of it can happen. And then, after that, the O-line and Davis, just giving me the ball, when it's time to get the ball, So I just want to say thank you to everybody else.
Caleb, you spent your entire collegiate career here. You've made so many different friends and family along the way. How have they benefited you to getting here tonight?
They just told me to just stay focused. It's like, football is my one love, so just keep grinding, stay focused, and just know that the fruit going to bear.
Thanks, Caleb, and congrats.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Danny.
Thanks, Lee. Davis Brin, first 300-yard game as an Eagle. Caleb Hood, history in the making. The all-time receiving yards leader in Eagles history. So for David Hovey and Leanna Gay, I am Danny Wall saying so long from Paulson Stadium, where the final score, Georgia Southern 49, UAB 35. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.